Tribe, what up family? It's your boy Elijah. You already know, founder of the Grindtribe, #1 fitness and health optimization platform for Black and brown men and entrepreneurs. And you know I'm all about sharing high-level conscious conversation with you guys. And today I'm gonna be actually breaking down my workouts, how I train, my ideology, my mindset, and what is the best way to go about training, as well as just putting fitness and fitting fitness in your life as an entrepreneur. So tap in, man. We're about to get to it. So first I wanted to kind of talk about my why, like why do I train? I've been, you know, throughout my younger to college years, I was kind of like a maybe above average athlete, never was really a star on the team. And so I've always kind of found training to be an outlet for me, but also I've always kind of found it to be within this really interesting context of what's going on in my life. You know, I really got into working out specifically outside of just like, you know, practice when I was in high school. And to be honest, man, when I was like dating this chick and she like broke my heart and I just felt like a fucking loser, right? And so at that time in my life, I just started training because I felt like it gave me a positive sort of thing to do inside of my time, and it helped me. And it was really just my first step into personal development, right? But as I've grown and I've moved into different spaces in my life, my training has went from being something that helped me develop myself and, you know, get my mind off of things, to then being about how I look, to then really just being about how I carry myself and how I respect my body. And I feel like as an entrepreneur, my image, my confidence, my energy, it's really, really important. And so if I'm not being mindful of those things, especially as a creator, a lot of the things that I put out are gonna be put out with potentially that lack of energy, that lack of confidence, that lack of that edge that you get from training. So really, you know, when it comes to my why, I'm all about like, yo, find whatever it is you like to do. For me, I love coming into a gym like this because it makes me feel like I'm in a lab with my body. And I just love working on my body in different ways, learning different new things about my body. But I always suggest figuring out a way that your training regime, what the result is, and how it aligns with something that's important for you, for your life. I know that if I don't train and if I'm not, you know, in that level of flow, it's gonna affect my business, and that's why I make it a priority. That's why I make time for it. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of context on, you know, how you can find a little bit of a better space in your mind and as well as in your schedule to be able to start getting your physical right. So let's tap into how exactly I work out. So when it comes to my training regime, I follow a specific protocol called the adaptive lifestyle system. It's really an intuitive ideology that I created around training. Once I started my business and I was working like 20 hours a day, and I really needed to figure out like, yo, how can I actually get my body to work for me, right? But inside of that, we cover 3 main components, which is nutrition ideology, my lifestyle ideology, and my training ideology, right? But if we're talking about training, I follow one specific protocol. It's called explosive progressive overload. This is essentially a style of training that I personally like to follow. It keeps me lean all year round. It keeps my workouts exciting. It keeps my body in a phase where I'm always having my trainings focused on building muscle, because I'm training explosively, fast twitch style, really activate my testosterone, that human growth hormone, and I'm using what we call progressive overload, so that way I can actually measure the progress of my muscles. And so it's a great way, again, for me to kind of add an athletic twist to my workouts, feel good, right, really get that fire up, that flair that I like, especially as a type A person, but also allows me to kind of track my progress and move in a measured way when I'm looking at my physique goals as well. So first things first is always warm up, man. Warm up is extremely important. Warm up is when you're getting your muscles ready for movement. It's when you're getting your heart rate ready to work at a specific beats per minute, right, at a specific intensity. And I love to start my warm up. I always foam roll before my workouts, and I really try to warm my muscles up, get them contracting in different ways that are actually going to mimic the movements that I'm going to be doing, right? So if I'm doing an upper body workout, if I'm going to be doing some snatches and some cleans, I'm going to be doing movements that are actually going to be representative of that, right? And the reason why I warm up is because it just really just kind of sets the stage, and it allows me to really leverage my body to get the most out of the intensity and the efficiency I need inside the workout anyway. So usually when I'm training, I usually train a large majority of compound lifts, barbell movements, strength training. Why? Because those are usually the most easiest to track and easiest to measure when you're looking at either load or repetition over time. But also I like to add in a lot of different functional movements, explosive movements, kettlebells when I can, with a little bit of variation, not too much, but overall just explosively, overall just in a way that it complements my physique. And sometimes when you guys may learn when you're training is that there's certain styles of training that help you get to a desired physique or help you feel comfortable with your body. For me, when I first started out, it was just calisthenics, then I went into kettlebell training, then strength training, then bodybuilding. So I have all these different plethoras of information and knowledge that I can pull from to really just build a routine that, again, is fun, keeps me consistent, and keeps me moving towards my goal. All right, biggest thing that I want to say is that it's always form over everything, right? Form is extremely huge. I'm a big component and supporter of just taking your time to progress through a movement, especially when it comes to compound movements, say a squat, bench, deadlift, or more athletic lifts like a snatch, clean, Olympic lifting. You really want to make sure your form is down packed, because you don't want to, you don't want to risk the integrity of your body just to put a specific movement. I've gotten hurt before. Getting hurt is daunting because then you got an excuse to be lazy. You have to work through it. I also think that getting hurt is also a part of the process. It helps you learn your body a little bit, but depending on what you got going on, it's always better to stay on that safe side, that preventative side. And when it comes to me just understanding movements, I'm really big on muscle to mind connection, which is really just understanding sort of like having a muscle and sort of kinesthetic awareness of my body with specific movements, and really understanding what I'm supposed to feel, how I'm supposed to be positioned, so that way I can target those specific muscles and do it in a way that's integral and I'm not getting hurt. And lastly, man, the cool down. A lot of guys, they just want to come in, they don't warm up, they jump into the gym, and then they just like, they finish their workout and they just like leave. I'm a big component of cooling down, again, rolling out, allowing my heart rate to lower, so that way I can kind of taper off into my day without feeling like I just got hit by a truck in the middle of my work day. But I think a cool down is really important, especially if you're an entrepreneur like me. I spend the bulk of my day creating, writing content, copy, coaching my clients, and so like if I don't cool down in a workout and I just feel like I just feel it, I feel it in my body, I feel like just the tightness, the tension, because I didn't give myself the ability to actually properly come down from a high intense workout. That's, again, is going to affect my work day. And for a lot of you guys, if anything affects what you got going on there, you're going to kind of write it off and throw it to the back end of the line, right? So cool down is extremely important. But overall, like, what I want to put, with the emphasis that I want to have on this video is, guys, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're like myself and you have a certain level of importance on what you want to produce, one of the greatest things I heard from one of my mentors is that, listen, getting better in business doesn't come from focusing on business alone. We all got different capacities of life that we're trying to build and we're trying to facilitate, and we have an operating system for it right now. But we have to understand that without that level of self-awareness, without confidence, without capacity, it's very hard to kind of take hold of these things, and life kind of will always feel like a tug of war. And I'm not saying that there's any perfection that comes into your life from working out. My perspective is always like, yo, this is a cornerstone of my life. It's a cornerstone of my foundation as a man. It's a part of what I do. And I get to utilize this process, the pain that I face in my workouts, and the way I have to think about things. I get to utilize that to mirror that in other areas of my life, right? Because the thing that I like about workout is it's so symmetrical in regards to the process when it comes to building a business or going through different new experiences, because you gotta start slow, right? Sometimes you got a lot of people telling you can get results fast, but in reality, that's not the way it really happens. And so if you can leverage your perception of working out, not only in the aspect of training to keep yourself in shape and to look good, because obviously those are important and we all want to look good, but actually mirror it as a part of your lifestyle that serves you at a higher purpose. You'll always be consistent. You'll always figure out a way to make it happen, to make that time, and you always look to feel good, and as a result, have the results that you want in your lifestyle. So check this out, man. Guys, hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, comment with your thoughts. And you guys know I'm all about sharing higher conscious conversations with you guys. And if you're a black or brown entrepreneur looking to get in shape, man, and get your vibration up, make sure you click that link up below, schedule a consultation with me, and we can see how we get you to your goals faster. Peace.